Hey everybody, Arnaldo Hoffman here with Compushow Video Manuals. In the last video, right above this one in the playlist and on the website that has all the video links, I actually talked about being able to use the same fader, as you see here, to control the zoom of one light and also to control the zoom of that same light as well, right? I even had it where you could actually activate it with the fader instead of having to use a button like I just did here. But what if I wanted to control three functions? Let's say the dimmer, the zoom, and the actual focus of the fixture, and only use this fader. Now with the Medicom Pro, that makes it very easy because we have 16 individual pages, right? But that can get really confusing real fast. So in another video, I talked about virtual selectors. Virtual selectors work like shift keys or if this then that type keys, right? And basically what this means is if I push this key, I can control my dimmer. If I go here, I can control this, which is my zoom. And if I go here, I can control my focus. Notice that all three switches still stayed on, but this only controls the currently selected one. I can go back over here and control my zoom even more. And if you have a motorized fader, like on the Medicom Pro, it will jump based on that last value. How cool is that? But then I can go to my Platinum Spot 35R Pro and do the same thing. Okay, so how did I do that? Well, we're going to go ahead and start from the very beginning, and we're going to go ahead and use this fader as an example. I'm going to do the exact same thing that we just did. So let's go ahead and, actually we'll just initialize here, and initialize there. So right now, the faders are completely blank. We're going to use these three switches to control the dimmer, the zoom, and the focus, because both the Platinum Spot 15R Pro and the 35R Pro offer these features. Again, if you have not seen the previous video on this, make sure you watch it, and also watch the video on virtual selectors. It's going to make things a little bit easier. But let's go ahead and jump in. We're going to go into the first button right here, and I really like to copy and paste. It makes things a lot faster for me. So we're going to go into our general, and we're going to go into others, and virtual selector. Done. Now we need to go ahead and make a new virtual selector right here, and we're going to go into new. We're going to call this busk control, because essentially it's our busking control. And now we're going to go here again, and we're going to go into our NB states. Now right now it has two of them. We're going to do three because there's going to be three different states that we're going to control. All right, so there we go. 1, 2, and 3. Now I have to remember in my head that 1 is going to be dimmer, 2 is zoom, and 3 is focus. So we're going to leave it on 1, and we're going to copy. We're going to go into our second button. We're going to do the same thing, and we're going to do number 2. And then we're going to do the same thing on number 3. Whoops. And for now, you really don't have to worry about this last part. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Now we're going to go back over here, right? And now we're going to go into our live. So we're going to have this activate our dimmer. So we're going to go into our button and button activation. We want it to be on the currently selected page, but the first button is going to be dimmer. All right, there we go, dimmer linear, and of course we wanted to select that button as well. If you understand why, please make sure to watch the previous videos. Then we're going to go into the second button. We're going to copy and paste that, but instead of dimmer, we're going to do our zoom linear. And last but not least, we're going to do our focus. And focus linear. Now, we're going to go ahead and test that. Okay, wonderful. Now, this is going to jump around a bit because this is, tied to this, or this is the same thing that I did here. So I'm actually going to go ahead and delete these for just a second so you don't see this jumping around and confusing you, because these buttons are pretty much the same as this since we're cloning it. Now we need to go here. And we're going to do the same thing that we did in the last video, right? So we're actually going to go into our button, and we're going to do our button dimmer function. We're going to have selected page, and our button name is going to be dimmer. And we're going to choose dimmer linear. However, go back over here. You see the virtual selector name and state on the top? Go ahead and do bus control. And remember, 1 is dimmer, so we're done there. Let's go ahead and copy that again. And now we're going to do our zoom linear, virtual selector number 2. Paste that again. We're going to do selector number 3, and that is our focus. All right, check it out, check it out. This is so cool. So now we got this, and now we can control our focus. Now I'm going to jump here. There's our zoom, and there's our dimmer, okay? But if I go into my 35R, this is the same way. So there's my focus, my zoom, and my dimmer. And to show you that these are not overriding each other, I'm going to bring the dimmer all the way up, zoom all the way up, focus all the way up, and on the platinum spot, we're going to bring that down, this down, this down. So now those are all the way down, and yet here, they're still all the way up. It only affects that current page. So hopefully that helps you guys out. I can tell you it makes my life busking, especially real complex shows that I need to do stuff and grab multiple lights live. This makes it a little bit easier. Hope that helps you guys out too. Remember, you can do this with multiple things. The important thing, as I discussed in the last video, keep your scene names the same. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Oh, and don't forget, use compressions. Makes things a lot easier too. Thank you so much for watching. Good night, and God bless.